Okay, so there's not much left that we actually have to get here. Weapon stories we're going to get from getting the weapon and then the upgrades. So we still need one of the Project Gestalt reports. So we'll see if we can figure out where that's going to be. And I want to make sure... Oh, there's also... I guess I should... Oh no, I fell down. I don't want to fall down. Okay, fuck off. It's very difficult to see down here, so I want to make sure I'm not missing these chests. Alright, there's an amber there. Is there anything over here? Before I drop down this fucking dank hole here. Oh, that's very mysterious. Look at that big creature over there. It's kind of spooky to see a giant creature. Oh, that's unique, isn't it? I mean, not really. So there's another elevator here, which is interesting. Whoa, okay. I can't see a dang thing, but there's a hole here. It looks like I'm gonna drop down. God, this is like a horror game. There's things here, but I can barely see them. Luckily, I should mention I have a, one of the chips I have tells me of items and chests and stuff on the overworld, which is a really helpful thing to have, especially if you're looking for things. I'll pray for you, I guess, just to get you out of my way here. I can't seem to get in here. Is that right? How do I get in there? I hope I'm not just stuck down here. There was an elevator down here, wasn't there? Something. Yeah, okay, there's an elevator here. How do I get in that room then? To look that up again. Another thing that I have no idea about because nobody gives good guidance. Okay, it's very possible I did something wrong here. Because I believe that is where I'm supposed to go. But right now I don't have access to it. It seems to be closed. I may have to... I might have to do something else first. I'm sorry, again, this is another thing. It's like, it's very unclear, like, what I'm supposed to do. I don't have a very obvious... I mean, unless I were to just watch a video of somebody doing it, that would be the easiest way to get it. Which I don't really want to do, because that kind of ruins it. It kind of ruins it a little bit. Because this is the same place, isn't it? Is it? Where the hell am I? No, it is. It just led me back up. Okay. Interesting. Interesting. I am not entirely sure of what to do here. Yeah, I think from what this is saying, the problem is I have to go back to my computer because my phone died, so I can't just look at my phone, or else that would be... I have to run all the way back to my freaking computer. I think that I have to go back and talk to Emil again, and then go back down here. Nothing's very clear. It's confusing. I mean, it's complex the way the game's set up because you can pick any chapter, right? And so it's like, well, I already talked to him. Do I need to talk to him again before this, or what? Or what quests do I need to have finished? And it's vague on a lot of things. And it's just like, after you do this, but then it's like not obvious what frickin' chapter that was that I did that. So I gotta be like, what chapter was what the heck chapter was that? Who was I playing as? Who should I play as? I don't know. Everything's very vague and unclear, and it doesn't help. And I mean, I could be the guy that fixes it all and creates his own guide. I have this video for you boys, and I hope that's exciting to somebody. I don't think this is going to be one video, probably a couple, because it's going to be a lengthy amount of things here. But if anyone has like some sort of question about this game, because I know the guides are terrible, I might be able to help with some of the stuff that you might need, especially if I do end up getting the unit data 100%. If I don't, then I mean, even I don't have all the information then at that point. At that point, I don't know. I don't know what to do. Somebody lied to me at some point. I might be able to help with some of it, but obviously, like, if you ask me this, like, 2 years after I made this video, I'm probably not going to remember, you know. It's sort of fresh in my... There's a lot of albinos around. I'm not used to seeing those very often. So I need to go over here, I think, and we need to just try to trigger Emil again. And there was an elevator that I'm really curious if. There he is, right there. Yeah, I think I had to talk to him again and get him to say that again. Because he did go back. I don't know, nothing makes sense. Like, the quest is still marked as done, but maybe he has to say that before I can do it. I don't know. Who the frick knows? Not me. I don't know. But if this doesn't change anything, then I'm a little bit lost. I'll have to mess with it a little bit to see if I can figure out what the heck it is that I'm not doing. Or maybe it's just it doesn't unlock until a later point. I don't think that's true, because when I selected this chapter, it clearly marked... It clearly says there's one more shared quest available here, which would say to me that I can do this quest. I mean, there's... Actually... Unless it's talking about the other quest, which I might be able to do right now. Need to check that. I'm not sure what these are. I've never... I don't know what that is. It would be in the resistance camp. No, so that one's not available right now, so it can't be that one. Which is the only other quest I have to do, but I can't do that until after I've finished. I think I've already said that. I'm just rambling. I don't know what those machines are about. I forget if there was something I did with them already. I don't remember what they do. I'm not sure why it would even let me in here if that was the case, though. I think that might be a rare one, the one with the little drill on his top there. Just in case I don't have these, may as well kill them. I definitely had them all. Basically, to get unit data, you have to find the specific creatures that you haven't faced yet, and then you have to kill them. You have to kill at least one of them, and then you get the unit data. And it's very weird. There's a lot of little ones. There's some that only have like one that ever shows up, and it's a very low chance that it shows up in a certain area. It's weird. Okay. Sure. So right now I actually don't have a very high defense, so I kind of have to be a little bit careful. Because I'm not really using any defensive chips. But my health recharges really fast, so there's that. So I have to be a little bit careful. Yeah, there we go. That is what I had to do. I had to just talk to him again, I guess. It's kind of stupid, but okay. Now, after going in here... Oh my god. Well, I think we can make some assumptions about this. Oh god, okay. So, if you've played this game before, basically these are other players. This game is constantly connected to the internet. And these are other players, and when they die, their bodies remain. And so you can do a couple things. You can pray for them, And I think that gives them something. It gives them experience or something. It sends something to them. And then, in addition, you can retrieve their parts and get some chips, or you can retake them, sort of. So, if there's a lot of dead bodies here, that means that there was something... There's some sort of monster that killed them all in this area. So that's probably the thing that we're...
Hypothesis. This is the residence of the inscrutable life form known as Emil.
Alright. So... This is Emil's house.
Alert. Theft of physical objects may disturb the resident.
So there's that. I do need to, I think, look up one of the locations of the project report. Because I thought that would be down here. I think once I pick up this mask, it will actually start the battle. If that's the case, then the only reason I brought 9S here is because I thought there would be a locked chest, which means if there's not a locked chest, then I need to figure out where that is first. Okay, here's the deal. I do know where it is. It is actually in this cave, but it's behind us. So I'm hoping nothing happens until I pick up the... Yeah, okay. We're good. Nothing's gonna happen, I think, until we pick up that mask. And once I get that mask, that's important. That's one of the things we need. I don't think it is actually missable then, which I thought it was before, but... I think it's actually something we have to get. How do I get out of here? Did I miss the elevator? No. The elevator is up here. I'm just not being able to get up this ledge. Oh. How the fuck? What the hell? Oh, okay, there we go. So we need to go up, and then apparently it's on that drop. And after we do the Emil quest, we can go and do... We need to be at 9S again and finish his thing. I think it's this way, actually. Because there's another thing we need to do with 9S after. So... This is gonna... It's long and it's involved, but I hope it's worth it in the end. Yeah, so it's down... It is in this drop, and I somehow missed it. And I'm not sure how. Unless I picked up... Unless I marked the wrong one. I gotta make sure I didn't do that. Project... No, it is 7 that I need. So I have 4. I need 7. So it's saying that it's over here. I think. Here it is. This has got to be it, right? Hacking minigames, there's only some that are hard. That's it. Project Gestalt Report. That's the one I needed. Okay, so that should give us 100% intel archives. So we're good on that. A lot of these are found in very random places, so don't even worry about it. It has been decided that the United Nations will launch a full-scale investigation and infiltration operation in order to determine the cause of the massive Legion outbreak in the Tokyo area. Details regarding the progress of Project Gestalt are to be shared as part of this effort, though we will insist that any information which leaves the country must first be thoroughly verified by our committee. In particular, information regarding relapses named tentative must be kept in the strictest confidence. So Project Gestalt is basically the... if I remember right, I believe Project Gestalt... actually, I'm not sure which one that is. If that is the mission to create the things. I think it's a secretive thing. Project Gestalt was basically the the project that they created. Look at how scary that is. There's a fucking machine right there, and it's huge in the entrance there. So we got Project Gestalt Report 7. Alright. Now I believe we should be able to do this final quest. I can't get out of that once that happens. It's kind of annoying. I need to switch over to 2B again. I could play as A2. Like I could do that. I would be completely on my own, and that would be kind of a bit of a flex, I think. That could be fun, honestly. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll just play as A2 and flex on everybody. The reason it would be easier to play at this point in the game with 2B is because I would have 9S with me. I would have a second AI character sort of helping. But if I were to play as A2 later in the game, she doesn't have anybody traveling with her, so she would be completely alone. I don't know how much the actual player 2 actually would help with that, but I did sort of exploit that on one of the secret bosses. There was actually another secret boss. It's less of a secret because there's very little you have to do except to start it. Technically 2 secret bosses, because there's another one with a... so there's one I guess I can just tell you about, which is if you go to the amusement park, in the beginning there's a big statue, and it's like a golden rabbit statue. Basically, if you attack this statue over and over again, it'll eventually come to life, kind of like I don't know. I was gonna compare it to God of War, but that's that's a different situation where you actually break the statue. It doesn't come to life, but and then you can fight it, and it's actually a pretty difficult boss. I can't remember. I think it's at level 90 or level 80, one of those. It can be rather difficult, and I used 2B mostly because it's actually not that hard. I shouldn't say it's difficult. I should say it's very tedious if you're not outputting enough damage to actually take it. So if you're low leveled, like, it's kind of annoying because you have to hit him a lot to actually win. Another one of the secret bosses is a dinosaur sort of thing in the woods, in the forest, that you can face. It's actually a random encounter that happens, but that's one of them. Now I need to... I think the closest thing would be down in the hole. Yep. Alright, here's this. No, I don't care about him. Come on. Oh, fine. He's right in the fucking way. I need to get rid of him. You only got sympathy from me because you were right in the frickin' way. Alright, one of the fun ways, let's see, what would be a fun... If I play as A2, I would want to do it A2 in the oil filter, is that right? I don't know. No, I want her after... I think it's A2 in the oil filter would be the best place to go here. Let me think. I think I should save. I'm not entirely sure. I don't have to save the quest progress, I don't think. Right? I don't think so. I think that's gonna be marked as done. But I do need to go here, A2 oil filter. I don't know if I needed to save to keep the Gestalt reports and the fish and everything that I got there. But I definitely don't want to be losing anything that I've gotten here, because I am deleting them from my list. I won't know what I need unless I... Well, I just won't know. Alright. Can we skip this? No.
Good morning, A2.
This is A2. She's the best character in the game. Oh.
You make it sound so easy.
Oh, fuck.
Records indicate Setfar was once used at the resistance camp.
The resistance camp.
Whoops, I accidentally killed that guy. Yeah, there's these elevators. This is what I was talking about earlier. I don't know if you remember because it was a long time ago. But I was talking about these elevators. Because they were, there's always these machines in front and they say, oh, I'm sorry, but you can't go this way. Please don't try. I thought this had something to do with the Emil quest, but I don't actually know what these are. But I still am not able to go down them, even though I have, like, almost everything. Maybe it was, like, intended to be some sort of, DLC or something. I don't know what that is. This is A2 anyways, best character. Like I said earlier, if you don't remember, but she's actually voiced by the same person that does Makoto in Persona 5. And that's an interesting little tidbit. I found it interesting. Maybe you won't. Maybe you won't. But I found it interesting. And she's cool. She's kind of torn up a little bit. With her, I can actually do. I can equip her wig, her long hair wig, which is kind of neat, kind of nifty. Little thing you can do. With every character, you can also activate this self-destruct thing, which has some effects. With A2, it well, I guess I'll let you find out for yourself if you want to experiment with that. You should try self-destructing at some point, is what I'm saying. Try it with all the characters. There's actually achievements for some of them. I kind of like I kind of prefer playing as just A2, honestly, because there's less clutter. Like when you have 9S and or 2B or whoever is with you, there's just a lot of shit going down, but on screen at the time. So with this, it's a little toned down. You know, everything you're doing is just you doing it. You can kind of show off the battle system a little bit better. It's very fast-paced. Blinking will miss it. There's a light and a heavy attack, and there's a set amount of combos for each thing you do. So there's the light and the heavy, and then there's also the pod, which I have 3 different pods. One is a Gatling gun. Oh, jeez. Another is a missiles, and then a laser, which you've seen. In addition to that, I also have these things, which I rarely use. You can charge that up, and it does something. Does a little damage, then you gotta let that charge back, which I actually haven't re-equipped those at all. One's a scanner, which I don't even need anymore. Hammer, Mirage, I'm not even sure what that one does. I think that's the one that she just moves really fast and like flashes around the screen. Let me see. Yeah, like that. That's pretty cool, actually. I like that. So the reason I picked A2 here is because I know Emil shows up right here. Pretty epic, right? So the only reason I chose to play as A2 right now is because it's kind of it kind of feels cool. If I'm able to pull this off just with A2 alone, like, that'd be pretty epic, right? A2 is really interesting too, because she's I don't know, what would be the word? Lackadaisical? She's very snarky, I guess. So, I guess I should talk about, if you guys remember, I did a series on Astral Chain, where I did the first mission, trying to get an S rank, or whatever the top thing was. I did that. And, I've been thinking about going back and doing that. The problem is, the longer I wait, like, I feel like the more I forget how to play the game. So I've wanted to do the whole thing, every single mission, get an S rank, but I'm a little terrified now, and that I'm gonna lose my ability to do that. So maybe that'll be something I try to do in the future. It's gonna take me forever if I wait this long between every single attempt to do one, but that was something I wanted to do. And looking up things, I decided to do this one because I thought it would be the most fun. I was trying to get back into this a little bit, you know, doing challenges, and I also recorded a one of the every game ever videos. I don't know about it. I'll probably upload it after this, but of course I've also been doing the Frogger episodes with my friend Schreiber, which has been going pretty well, I think. It's kind of an eye-opening thing to record something with somebody else. It's very different than recording something by myself. So I you know, it helps me to sort of realize like what my shortcomings are when it comes to making things. Obviously when I have somebody to compare to, you know, when it's like, oh, he's doing this and this and this, and I'm doing this, and like, is it working? Like, what am I doing right? What am I doing wrong? You know, figure all that out. Plus, it helps me to figure out other things like audio levels and how to. Okay. Jesus Christ. All right, Jesus. You know, all the technical stuff. Helps me figure that stuff out. So, yeah. It's been nice. It's a different feel. It's a different dynamic, you know. As opposed to doing this, which is kind of weird for me, you know. I don't think I'm particularly good at this. It's the thing. I think it's much easier for me when I have somebody to bounce off of. So I've got weapon set 1. Maybe I should switch. I'm not going to use weapon set 2. I'm just not going to. I need to switch to do 2. What I'm gonna do is balance focus on that, and then I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna customize that a little bit, see what it equipped for me automatically. OS chip, we need that. HP gauge, experience gauge, skill gauge. Shows a pods. Oh yeah, I need that. Enemy data, I need that. Minimap, probably not. I'm gonna keep all the HUDs stuff. Weapon attack up, that's great. Critical up. Ranged attack up. Okay. Deadly heal, okay, it gave me that automatically. 10% chance of reviving, that's decent. Slow time for 2.5 seconds after a perfect evade. Oh, you know what I should have done, which I didn't do? Because I actually have the money to do this. I might go ahead and do that. Heal drops. If defeated by hacking. Okay, I can get rid of that. That's something I can get rid of. But I'm gonna go. Sorry, I'm gonna completely 180 on this. I was about to go do it, and then I'm like, oh no, I can't. So what I can do is I can go back to the resistance camp and start combining some of my chips and getting stronger chips and stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Why not, you know? May as well get the best possible setup we can get here before we try this. I'm not too concerned about the being at the highest level, 99. I think this boss I'm supposed to fight might be at level 99, which would mean that if we were at level 99, that would be like the appropriate level to be battling it at, but it might be more challenging. It should still be possible at 2 levels below, you know, so it'll probably be a little harder. But it's not actually super hard to get to this point. I mean, if you're just like me, I wasn't trying to level up. I wasn't really grinding to level up. More so, I was just getting everything else, and in doing all that, it got me to this level. I had some, I was trying to get a lot of, because I was doing weapon upgrades, right? And to do weapon upgrades, you have to get materials, and to get materials, you have to defeat certain enemies. And so I had a lot of chips on that were just like to increase my drop rates. when I would defeat an enemy, so... Oh, there's going to be a difference here in a lot of things, actually. Because I think it's going to reduce... Now that I've switched chipsets, it's going to reduce my speed, and it's also going to increase my drop rate. Or my... Not my... the speed at which I fall, I should say, rather than drop rate. What was I saying? I needed to basically defeat a lot of enemies, and I was just going around. And while I was doing that, I had chips to increase my drop rate on rarer items that I needed. And then in addition to that, I had ones that increased the experience at which I got upon defeating enemies. And in doing all that, it sort of boosted my overall everything. So that's why I'm higher leveled than I might normally be. That kind of helped a lot is all I'm saying, I guess. I went in completely the wrong direction. I need to go this way. I'm not certain about these knuckles I've got on, these chaos heads or whatever they are. I'm not sure about them because they're very short range. I have to get real close. I mean, this is fine. That's killer. That's amazing. Is that even actually the right thing? That might not even be the right weapon. Let me check that. Beast Lord? Is that right? No, it's not. Iron Will is the one that's actually the strongest I have. Even that one's stronger. I'm gonna use the Iron Will instead. I'm not entirely sure why I have the Beast Lord equipped. I'm gonna try this. The problem with this is that it has a slightly lower I imagine it's very hard to tell what just happened there. Oh shit, that's right. Shoot. Okay.
Are those machines fighting each other?
I forgot I'm at this chapter, so I have to save Pascal here. You're welcome.
You're a machine.
I also have to make sure not to kill Pascal here. This is one of the optional endings here, just in case. So you can kill Pascal, and there's an optional ending there.
Just shut up and leave before I change my mind.
A2 is not very trusting of machines, even though Pascal we... Oh, that was Emil. Okay, there goes Pascal. We know Pascal's nice. Pascal's a sweetheart. So now we're here, and we can talk to, what's her face, Anemone. Yeah, slight spoiler in that, but, you know. If you're watching this, I wonder if you even care. So, doing that hopefully will let me access the shop. Fuck, and it won't. I forget about this. They're like, oh, you gotta go to a fuel filter to frickin' talk to the stupid merchants.
Filter will cause significant problems with fuel distribution.
Maybe if I just leave and come back in. I need this check here. Yes, okay. Okay, if I just leave and come back, that's good. Fuse. Alright, now we're gonna go through this and try to fuse what we can. This is gonna take a little while, so I'm probably gonna cut all this out. Maybe it won't take that long, but... Okay, we maxed all that out as best we could, so that should give us some pretty powerful chips. I'm not entirely sure. We got rid of one of our chips, so... Increasing balance focus. Let's see what we've got here. Perfect. Alright, let's give this a go. Other than that, actually, I should adjust this. We don't need scanner on here. I'm not familiar with a lot of these, but I'll have to go through. So, laser, Mirage I like. Hammer is kind of shit. Blade spins a pot around the player at high speed. Spear. That could be good. Blocks projectile attacks. Maybe instead of decoy, I'll use repair. not very likely to be using the Gatling very much. I think bomb sounds pretty good, honestly. Spear seems to be good as well. Let's try these. And then I'm gonna keep the weapons the same as is right now, and I'm gonna lock this in. I'm gonna say this is it. This is what we're going with. Now what I need to do right now. See, that heal is good. That's the auto heal. I definitely think I want that. Because otherwise there's no way to heal except to use potions and stuff, which, let's see how much I have. I have 1 billion. I don't have actually very many large recoveries, full recoveries. But I do have a lot of things here I don't need. And I'm gonna ignore weapon set 2 for now. It could be something, it depends on if the actual battle, like if something changes, like if there's different forms, then that would be a good reason to switch up a weapon set in battle, but otherwise it's just like whatever I decide to bring into the battle with me should be fine. There shouldn't be much of a reason to need to switch it up unless something changes, if you know what I mean, if that makes sense. But the way I've kind of gone with this is this has the most combos. I think it's got like an 8 combo. Let me see if I can... Yeah, that's the full combo. So, here's the full... Let me just blast out the full combo. That's it. Okay. It's like 8. This one I think has maybe 4, and it's really slow. Yeah, it's got 4. And it's super slow, but it does have the strongest potential of damage. And that's kind of what I'm gambling on here. So I've got the fastest, a weapon with the strongest combo, which is also tends to be the fastest. And in addition to that, it also is the strongest with that same combo amount. Light attacks, not heavy attacks. And that's kind of why I went with it. I could get something that's like... fuck. Jesus. This is, what the fuck? This thing... I don't remember this thing, like, being like this. What is going on? Fuck, dude. What was that? I don't think that was normally there. That thing was real strong. I think that it might have been a more difficult version of that enemy. Because there are special types. Alright. But this is, we're coming up on the real challenge here, so I hope everybody's ready for it. It might just be because I'm coming in here way later in the game than I was. But I mean, there's still like this one shouldn't be that hard to kill, right? There you go. I think that was like a special version of it. Okay, I'm a little nervous, I'll be honest. That was terrible. So once we start this, I'm probably gonna be going silent, a little bit silent, because I'm gonna need to focus real hard on this, I think. You know what I could do? Since there's so many people here, I could take one of them with me. Repair one instead? And use that? Okay. I might have this a little mixed up. There might be 2 accessories. I'm not entirely sure about this because there's 2 items, possibly 2 items with very similar names. So I'm gonna pick up this mask here, which gives me the Emil's mask. Now with Emil's mask, we can just put it on. I don't know, what do you want? Look at that, Emil mask. So we got that. It's not, if I'm correct in this isn't gonna trigger the boss fight. Instead, we've got a bit of a problem on our hands. I'm not certain about this, but I think what I have to do I'm pretty sure I have to leave and come back. I might even just be able to go back right now. Let me just try. If I do that, I'm worried that it will just trigger the boss fight. But at the same time, I think it might not. Yeah. Okay, no, I think I have to leave the whole cave and come back in.